Hey guys, welcome to another episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week's events, we have Arena Skirmish, the PvP Brawl is Packed House, and there'll be a one-day event. It's called a Hatchling of the Hippogriff. It's just a micro event, and that will be on Thursday. And that's basically it for weekly events, so pretty smooth week, pretty casual. So let's get to news. I actually have a lot of news for you guys, or at least a decent chunk of news for you guys this week. So let's start with the fact that there's a sale going on. So you can get all these cute little pets if you want, and they're 67% off of the bundle price. Couldn't tell you how much that is because I buy all the pets when they're new. Same with mounts, so let's just say it's $0 for me. Yeah, but it is 67% off. Each pet's generally $10, so you could kind of figure it out on your own. And there's also some classic stuff on sale, like the Northrend Heroic upgrade and all that, and the Epic. And there's also paid faction changes are 30% off as well. And that's just WoW stuff. If you go to the sales tab, you'll see some other stuff like Call of Duty's on sale and all that. And this sale will last until February 27th, so you got one more week left for it. Next, if you are thinking of possibly, returning back to your archaeology, this would be the time to do it if you don't have the Spirit of Echero mount. So that will be available until February 22nd. It goes through its own rotation, so it's like only available for 2 weeks, and then like it doesn't show back up for like half a year. Yeah. So you only see it twice a year, every 6 months. You can get this by going to Legion Dal, go to the archaeology area. The quest will be called The Right Path, which leads you into High Mountain, and yeah, beautiful mount. It's been one of my favorites since Legion. Okay, so some more new things for the trading post for upcoming months, of course. So on screen here, you can see the overview of upcoming stuff here, and there's quite a few Transmog sets in there, and some really pricey ones. At the bottom, we have 2 for 900. So here is the Vagabond's Midnight Threads, the Wanderer's Midnight Trappings, Wanderer's Azir Trappings, Vagabond's Azir Threads, Vagabond's Carrot Threads, Wanderer's Carrot Trappings. There's no model yet for the Trapper's Munitions, but it's gonna be like a special quiver. This is the Corrupted Runelord Regalia. This is a cloth transmog. Vestment of the Honored Valajar. This is a recolor of the Chosen Dead transmog from the Trial of Valor raid in Legion. Valadir Scout Leathers. So this is a variant of the Fallen Runelord set that comes from Islands in BFA. This is the battle wrap of the Honored Valajar, and it's a recolor of the Chosen Dead transmog from Trial of Valor in Legion. Slumbering Caldera Regalia is a male transmog, and it uses the tier 12 Shaman set from Firelands. Glorious Dragon Riders male. This is a recolor of the Dragon Rider Island set from Islands in BFA. Tidecaller's Chainmail is a green and brown recolor of the PvP combat sets for Season 1 and 2 of Legion. Fell Automaton Exoplate is using the Tier 17 Paladin set from Blackrock Foundry, and it has like a little green look as you can see in the picture. Halajar Berserker Warplate is our last one here, and this is a recolor of Bloodwake Island set from Islands in BFA. Next up, we have some new evening gloves that will be a transmog coming to the trading post. The first picture of this one actually, made me kind of smile because I literally just bought all those pink cloaks and stuff on the trading post. So I like these. So they come in a bunch of different colors. So, it's not just the pink ones. There's pink, gray, blue, brown, green. That's like a turquoise, I guess. Yellow, gold type tint. Purple. Okay, let's say a dark purple because there's a lighter purple next. Yeah. And a darker gray and a red. Yeah, I definitely like the brighter colors. I like the red, I like the bright purple, the bright pink, the turquoise. Yeah, there is a lot of good ones in there for sure. Okay, so next up we have some new and some returning pets coming to the trading post, and this one is mentioned for as a spring type trading post, so probably April or something. So we have Egg Bob. He's pretty cute, looks a lot like my Egbert. And Pippin, who definitely looks like the Alarma dog, which you get from the Gnomeregan Pet Battle Challenge, which I'm actually gonna finally edit that video this week. I have it in the list. So this weekend, the plan is that I will have those last two pet dungeons edited for you guys that I said I was gonna edit, like in BFA or something. I do a lot of content, guys, okay? And then the returning store items is Pandaren Monk, which, okay, for starters, when I first saw that, I was like, really? The Pandaren Monk left the store? I didn't know. And then I read, and it said, Pandaren Monk was added to the in-game store November of 2009, and it got removed in January of 2023. So they literally removed it last month. and they are bringing it back. It's like, why did you even remove it? Like, yeah. Like, I think that's so fucking funny. Yeah. So anyway, Pandaren Monk is gonna be returning. And then Lil Reg, which also I didn't think he left either. I thought he was still in the store as well. But he is gonna return. I like the Lil Reg pet because he's like a cooking fire, which I will admit, back in like 2010 when I originally got that pet, I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't know he was a cooking fire until like a few years ago. Yeah. So there was a lot of years where I just thought he was just a random pet. Yeah. Okay, so there's some unused recolors of some popular weapons that will be coming to the trading post at some point. So here's our overview again. Here's the Apocalypse, which is a recolor of the Armageddon that drops from Nax. Here is the Frozen Shadow. This is a recolor of Hailstorm that drops from Malagos. Fists of Polar Fury. These are a recolor of the badge weapon Pride. Filigreed Lion's Maw. So there are 4 tints for this one. It's a very, very likely that the one we're going to see, at least first, is going to be the gold one. This is the Gilded Draconid Morningstar, which is a recolor of Morningstar of Heroic Will. Drops from Altraxian in Dragon Soul. The original. The Black Iron Blunderbuss is a recolor of the Black Iron Sniper Rifle, which comes from Iron Docks. The Crystal Blade of Shifting Magic is a recolor of the Saber of Twisted Virtue, which comes from Sokrathar over in Hellfire Citadel raid. Fang of the Mountain is a recolor of Fang of the Earth, and that one drops off Chromog in Blackrock Foundry. Flame Forged Fellfang is a recolor of Fang of the Pit, and that one comes from Manaroth in Hellfire Citadel. Pustulant Demon Heart Fetish is a recolor of Thumping Demon Heart Fetish, which comes from Manaroth in Hellfire as well. Only one of the tints is going to be used at the moment, so we don't know which one it's going to be, whether it's the green or the red. Merciless Trapper's Staff is a recolor of Iron Talon Staff, which drops off Manaroth in LFR mode in Hellfire. So definitely a lot of Manaroth ones. Soulburner Bardiche, I guess that's how you say it. No one's really sure where this one comes from, but it does resemble some Fellord weapons. So a good chunk of weapons, some nice ones, yeah. I do like that they're doing some recolors. Although they could just save themselves a lot of headache and just sell some ink. Do what D3 did and just have ink in the game. And then you just color your weapon, your gear, whatever transmog item you want to color with ink. You know, I think D3 did it perfectly with that shit. So there's a new toy added, and it's actually for Noble Garden. Pretty surprising, right? They're adding something to the event. So it looks like it's going to be 200 chocolates, and because this showed up, they are assuming that the patch 1007 will more than likely arrive by early April. I'd already been predicting that because like their roadmap says spring. And even on the roadmap, like I don't feel like this was a far fetch, to like assume it would show up because like here's the roadmap. What do you see at the bottom of 1007? like why would they do holiday updates after the major holiday that happens in spring? Like, not gonna say that they wouldn't do that, but yeah, I'm just gonna say, what's the point of advertising holiday updates if it's not gonna affect like a nearby holiday? Yeah, so I'd already, figured that we were gonna get that, fairly soon. Also, there's a new Envoy system that's going to be part of the 1007. Basically, how it works is in Morkid Village, the Forbidden Reach quest hub, there's going to be a small table. It'll offer you a daily quest to select a faction to help out for the day. Once you choose the faction you'd like to help out, you'll receive a 10% rep buff for all rep gains for that faction for 23 hours, and a quest to talk to the faction envoy. Talking to the envoy unlocks tasks for that faction and gives you an envoy task quest to get you started. And then there's some stuff that you can buy with gold and elemental overflow. Okay, so what can you get? Cataloger Dela, which is Dragon Scale Expedition, gets you the Reliquary Scroll of Perception. This allows the caster to detect small treasures while exploring the Forbidden Reach for 1 hour. Costs 2,000 overflow. Sack of Oddities. This can contain an assortment of trinkets and baubles That costs 1,000 overflow. And then there's the Dragon Scale Surplus Crate. Contains some Dragon Ale supplies and other rewards. And that costs 1 Draconic Artifact, which is the reward from doing the gotta pay the scroll toll with, that faction. Next up, we have Tyrek. Bucky is a pet. Let's see what he looks like. He's cute. And that one costs you 25,000. And this is how you know that it's going to be super easy to get that, because 25,000 for a pet like that, like, he's cute, but he's not awesome. So if he costs 25,000, then elemental overflow is going to be so fucking easy in 1007. Yeah. The next item is the item that interested me the most. And there's even a mount on here, so that's saying a lot. But the next one is a hearth. So we got the Morkit Hearth Totem. And this will teleport you to the village. And the only downfall is you must be within Forbidden Reach to activate it. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it could be from like anywhere. And I'm reading that just right now, so yeah, I guess my hype just kind of sunk a bit. But anyway, that's gonna cost you 2,000 overflow. And then there's the Iskara surplus bag. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you what rep this is, but Iskara, yeah. Iskara surplus bag, and that's just gonna get you some Dragon Ale supplies and other rewards, and it costs you 1 wondrous fish. Next up, we have Storykeeper Ashek, which is for the Merrick Centaur. And this is the one that has a mount on the vendors. So Noble Brufflin is a new Dragonflight Stag mount that can be purchased over here for 10,000 elemental overflow. Essence of Divination allows the caster to hear ancestral spirits within Forbidden Reach, foretelling of the appearance of unique threats for 1 hour. That costs 2,000. And then you have your bundle that costs Token of Blessing, which gets you, the Dragon Ale supplies and other rewards. And then the last one we have is Valdrakken Accord. This is Kraxus, and he has Azir Searing Crystal, which increases your chance to find a sealed scroll from treasure and encounters while exploring Forbidden Reach for 1 hour. And then he has a lot of customizations for your dragon riding. So they're all going to cost you 10,000 overflow per, and there is 4 of them. So we have Exposed Finned Neck, Tapered Nose, Coiled Horns, and Antlers. And then, of course, like every other vendor, there is a surplus chest that you can spend a mysterious writings currency on to get, and that gets you supplies and other rewards. So that is the list. I think this is very, very worth doing. Not only is it getting you extra rep, but there is some cool items in there. Personally, I'm gonna start with Iskara because there's the hearth and the pet. Yeah, so I think that's where I'm gonna start. I'll probably do Iskara first, and then I'll jump over to Merrick Centaur to get the mount. And the biggest reason I want to do Iskara first is because the hearth, right? So if you could just kind of set yourself up with the hearth, then you do the rest. That's the way I'm thinking anyway. Like, of course, you go in whatever order you want to go in. But yeah, that's my logic of thinking. So get the pet, the hearth, then jump over to the mount one. And then To be perfectly honest, I don't want anything off of Dragon Scale. I don't care about like detecting treasures better or anything. I think we skip Dragon Scale. And although I might have to do like a bit for an achievement or something, but if I don't have to, I'm completely skipping Dragon Scale and I'll just jump over to Valdrakken and get the Dragon Scale or Dragon Riding customizations and then call it a day. Yeah, that's my plan. Okay, so as many of you guys know, once in a while I throw in some other news. And this week we have some D4 news. I am looking so forward to D4. I love Diablo. It was my first Blizzard game I ever played, so the very first one. That's aging me a bit, but yeah. The very first one on a crappy ass computer saved on a floppy disk. Wow. Okay, anywho, moving on. They announced just days ago that the open beta is going to start up. So there's two different dates depending on if you pre-purchased or not. So if you pre-purchased Diablo 4, you will have early access starting on March 17th. Early access is going to end on March 19th. And then March 24th, it becomes open to everyone. Even if you haven't pre-purchased, you'll have it for the 26th. So these are 2 weekends. I'm sure you guessed that by like the 2 days, right? I think the second one's going to be more fun because one of the fun parts of these early access betas and open betas and all that is stress testing. Yeah, I've always I took part in every stress test they did for like Classic because I love the shit show it becomes. Yeah, I just love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that second testing because I don't think much is going to really happen um with it being like limited to pre-orders, but who knows? There's still a lot of people that have pre-ordered it, but open beta will be everyone. So yeah. So there's that to look forward to. Basically, you'll be able to play through Act 1 and the Fractured Peaks Zone, which puts you up to level 25, which is a decent level. The max level is 100 in D4, so it gets you like a good chunk in there. For those that are interested, there is going to be a dev update stream. That's going to happen on February 28th. Another thing I'd like to add is a new statue that is on the store. So we now have the Inarius statue. I like that Diablo's getting more statues. It was always just WoW for a long time, and then there was Lilith that was in there. And that statue is awesome. And that one entered the store in 2019. It was like right after BlizzCon. And the last BlizzCon. And now we have this one. And I think it looks amazing. Yeah, it looks so fucking good. Yeah, I love this statue. Let's see how much it is. Oh shit. Oh shit. I thought fucking Lilith was pricey. Oh, okay, that statue is $1,500 and that's US. I'm not even talking Canadian. That is US dollars. But it is beautiful. It is beautiful. For anyone that's maybe curious, that equals, as the dollar stands right now anyway, that equals $2,023 if I wanted to purchase it. And that's before shipping. Okay, so that is all I have. I'm going to leave you with the new opening in-game cinematic that they released for D4. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of WoW Weekly with Myst, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Sanctuary was never meant for humankind. It was forged as a refuge from the war between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict. A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe. But now this once powerful order is a husk of what it was, and Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind. This is the story of their downfall.